I hope it doesn't. That shouldn't be in there. That shouldn't be in there. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy GN Invasion.
This is Power Trick. How it's going?
What's going on, everybody? And we're Critical Drop, and we got one of our fellow friends who goes by Kilowas, and we're going to be talking about the Golden Joystick Awards that just aired not too long ago, as well as a comparative review on the Game Awards hosted by IGN and their debauchery. But we're also going to be doing a live reaction since Kilowas has never actually watched the Game Awards nominees, and we're going to be going over the ones with it and getting his reaction, because he plays a lot of games, but he also works hard so he doesn't get to play a lot of games. So
pretty much.
But for the audience at home, you want to tell them a little bit about yourself as far as the nerdum of you, like what you do?
Yeah, well, I play a lot of different video games: Hearthstone, Dota 2, Apex, shooters, like RPGs. A whole variety of things, right? Like strategy games, like my roguelites. But with the vast majority of types of games out there, there are some games that are absolute dog shit.
That's okay.
And I'm looking at you, Dragon Age. I'm looking at you. Alright, let's continue.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna start with the Game Awards nominees reaction first. You might end up hearing the audio. We're gonna try to keep it a little low, just for the sake of copyrights and fair use and everything else. But this is gonna be his first time looking at it, and then we're gonna get to the comparison. Y'all ready?
Yep, let's get
All right.
started.
So, is there any nominations as far as Game of the Year that you want to be in there, that you don't know of or do know of?
That came out this year?
Yeah.
Alright. I was thinking of some games that came out this year. There's a couple that are like, I want to be in them, and some that are just like, yeah, somebody just shut the bed.
Big game. Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Gilly. Welcome to the TGA Global Nomination Announcement Special. Today, it is my distinct honor to reveal this year's nominees, recognizing talented game developers, studios big and small around the world. And you can help select the winners by voting right now at thegameawards.com. Alright, waited long enough. Let's do it. Here are the nominees for the Game Awards 2022. Best ongoing game.
Oh, let us know if some of these sounds like bullshit too.
Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2.
What the fuck's Warframe?
Nominees are Brianna White, Final Fantasy
The fuck?
3, Anna Tal, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Umberto Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2, and Neil Jurgens, Senua Saga, Hellblade 2. Best mobile game nominees are EFK Journey, Elantra, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, Wuthering Waves, and Zenless Zone Zero. The nominees for Best Art Direction are Astrobot, Black Vic Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree, Metaphor Reef
And all of these are different art styles, like completely, drastically different.
This year's nominees are Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantasia, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. In the category of Best Audio Design, these games are nominated: Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Senua Saga Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Best adaptation recognizes excellence in authentically creating shows, movies, and other creative endeavors based on video game world. Here, this year's nominees for Best Adaptation: Arcade, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon Yakuza, and Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft.
That's not
Bullshit.
That's not what it
The TGA nominees are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor Refantasia,
I'm gonna see something
Senua
good.
Saga Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Games for Impact celebrates thought-provoking games with a profound pro-social meaning or message. Here are this year's nominees. Closer to
Never
Distance,
heard of this one, so.
Indica, Emma, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senua Saga Hellblade 2,
Double
and
exposure.
Tales of Kenzera, Zao. The nominees for Best Community Support are Baldur's Gate 3,
That's the
Final Fantasy 14,
Final Fantasy
Helldivers 2,
14.
and No Man's Sky.
You want to know what's the surprise one? I'm surprised Cyberpunk wasn't up there because they actually have the best
Call
one.
of Duty Black Ops 6,
Cyberpunk suffering from what No Man's Sky suffered in the beginning. They're trying to recover their
That's-
reputation.
Tekken 8,
That shocked me, though. The Mario Kart, that shocked me.
Space Marine 2. Best
That didn't shock me.
game celebrating
Mario Kart?
games
I mean, the Mario Kart?
That never shocks me. You know how many people just buy Switches just to play certain.
Yeah, but they buy it to play offline, not online.
Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Emma, and UFO 50. Next is Best Debut Indie Game, which recognizes a development team that hasn't won a Game Award before. In fact, these teams published their first game in 2024. The nominees are Animal Well, Electro,
That's winning.
Anarchy, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire.
I've heard of Bellatro.
For Best
Yes,
VR
Balacho's winning.
The one we don't care about.
Yeah.
Arizona Sunshine
That should just be the one that wins.
Batman
I think that one's gonna win Batman game.
You don't get to feel like it's Batman.
For Content Creator of the Year, the nominees are Piso, Illiwan, Techno Gamer, Typical Gamer, and Saga Pandora. Part of the Game Awards is looking forward to what's next. And yes, we'll have lots of games to announce on December 12th.
Is that really
What's
the
the
right
most
way?
anticipated upcoming game? Here are the nominees based on currently announced titles. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach.
That's there because it's Kojima. That's DEI.
Auto 6.
That's big DEI.
Grand Theft Auto 6?
Monster
Yeah,
Hunter
they are.
Rise.
Yeah, they have a DEI team.
Adventure nominees
Yeah,
are
Sweet Baby, but they have a DEI team.
Yeah, but they have people here, living here,
Silent Hill 2,
working to develop the games. Like
Star
Bullshit.
Wars and
No, it's not. They're here.
No, we're talking about the nominees.
For best role playing, the jury selected Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the
Maybe.
Earth Tree,
See,
Final
Earth
Fantasy
Tree shouldn't be in this though.
No, it
Like
should.
Dragon Infinite Wealth,
It's not an RPG, it's an ARPG, which is still considered an RPG.
No, it's a DLC.
It's a DLC, shouldn't be.
Fighting. The nominees are Dragon Ball Sparking Zero,
I probably
Grand Blue Fantasy vs.
I
Rise,
hope it doesn't.
Marvel vs. Capcom,
That shouldn't be in there.
Arcade Classics, Multiverses,
That shouldn't be in there.
Tekken 8. The
Tekken
nominees
8.
for best
I mean,
action,
I'd like
Tekken 8 should win, technically.
Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops
Should
6,
be for action game, it should be
Stellar Wukong,
Black Myth. I'm kind of angry that. See, you got 3 strong titles in here between Stellar Blade, Black Myth, and Space Marines, but Black Myth's gonna win.
Yeah.
Helldivers, because it started getting played out, especially after the controversy with Sony.
Yeah, Helldivers would have won it, so they fuck it up.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age The Veil Code, Prince of Persia The Lost Crown,
That's also another one.
Star Wars
They got 2 vomit-inducing ones in there.
3? What do you mean 2?
Oh, hold on.
Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party
Probably that one.
Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom,
Best Zelda is not a family game.
the best sim strategy nominees
It's
are
Nintendo. They always
Age
get them
of
type
Mythology
of movies.
Frostpunk
That's gonna
2,
win.
Yeah,
the Mitsugami
it's the only one I know. I heard of this one, but never heard of that one.
Unicorn
No, that one might win.
That,
That
Unicorn
Unicorn
that
Wars
one.
might win.
Yeah.
F1 24, EA Sports FC 25,
FC 25.
NBA 2K.
FC25 is gonna win.
Top
God, these
standard
other games don't even have the player base. These games don't
And
even have the player
EA's
base.
been killing
Take a look at our
wrestling games.
Esports category. Starting with Best Esports Game. The nominees are
League of Legends.
Counter-Strike 2,
That still lives.
Valve.
Dota 2, yeah. League of Legends.
Global Legend, Bang
That's
Bang,
still,
That's still League of Legends.
Valorant,
League of Legends.
it's just it's basically Valve versus Tencent.
Yeah.
Alexi V, Juvie, Faker, Zylu, and Kong Kong.
So they got 2 CS:GO players, 1 Dota 2 player, and then 2 League of Legends
Nominated
players.
CP,
Interesting.
Billy Billy Gaming, League of Legends, Gen G, League of Legends, Navi, Counter-Strike, T1, League of Legends, and
Liquid.
Team Liquid, Dota 2.
Liquid.
Alright, it's time for our final 2 categories.
Always make more
Best
money
Game
anyways.
Directing, recognized as outstanding creative.
Now you go and listen to the top richest player, the first 30 all Dota 2 players.
Are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor.
4 strong ones.
And finally, our global TGA jury,
I mean,
not a member, has selected the following 6 games as nominees for Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2024. The Game of the Year nominees are Astrobot from Team Asobi, Balatro from Local Fund,
maybe.
Black Myth Wukong by
Maybe.
Game Science, Elden Ring Shadow of the
No.
Earth Tree by From Software, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth from Square Enix, and Metaphor Refantasia from Studio Zero.
Looks like Final Fantasy.
So there you have it. Those are your nominees for Game
It should,
of the Year.
The
Yes,
two,
that means
number 1, number 2 is going to be Black Myth and Final Fantasy.
Later at season 5 on this very stage, December 12th.
The Balatro,
Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Okay, well, this is the end of it anyway, because they just said the last one anyway.
You have no idea what Balatro's been.
No. I do, but Balatro is an indie game. So they pretty much are getting the Pal World treatment without the lawsuit.
So Pal World came in and boomed up a year and a half afterwards. Like, Balatro's story is the dude built the game 1 week while he was on vacation from his regular job as a side project, and it's like, thinking it was gonna be this interesting thing. And then he didn't even advertise; he just put the game out, had his friends try it, and then they just started sharing it around by word of mouth. And in like 2 months, like of it being on Steam, by word of mouth alone, it was the #1 game
Yeah, well,
on Steam.
the thing about it is a game like Balatro is actually not as complicated as some of these other games because I watch indie games like Asmongold. He hosts a show where he tries to give indie developers that literally do it on their own. They got people that have made like MMO type worlds, but that takes a lot of time and money. A card game don't take nowhere near the amount of time, probably a fourth, if not a sixth of the time. So, but from what I understand, the guy that does Balatro made a game that he don't even play. Like the real life version of the game, he don't play it because they talked about it. He was in the Joystick Awards also. But okay, guys, so we watched it. Of course, you've seen that we had little Snickers and stuff here and there as we was watching it. Now we do have the Game Awards nominees also pulled up on the computer screen, but we're going to be going over the Golden Stick Awards and kind of doing a comparison. All right, so the first one that the Golden Sticks Awards did was Best Storytelling. So let's see what Best Storytelling would be in here.
That's what best story.
would it be best narrative?
Yeah, best narrative. What's that with the bottom?
Okay, so they didn't have it separated. Now I will say this, guys. I just finished watching the Golden Joystick like literally like 2 hours before we started running this, and I will say that I think they have way better nominees, way better nominees. Now, if you want it to be fair in all aspects, kind of like how we were with Crunchyroll when they started doing all this pandering garbage. Well, they've been doing that. We just started realizing it though. Any award show, anime or game wise, if you're truly trying to give people their flowers, award shows will be 4 hours. It literally would be. But I know they've been trying to keep it to under 2 hours. So the nominees for the Game Awards is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor Refantasio, Cinder's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Best storytelling that won for Golden Stick was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, right?
I think it's gonna be the same thing. I think it's gonna win best narrative as well.
Now, I will say this though. I don't think people realize just how many killers were in the water, but it's obvious that certain games weren't represented properly. Like, you know, let's just get through this and we can talk about that afterwards. So, best visual design. Golden Stick says Black Myth Wukong. So,
Would it be art direction?
yeah.
Black Myth Wukong.
And Black Myth Wukong is here. You have Elden Ring, Metaphor, Neva, and Astrobots. All 5 have completely different art styles. Elden Ring is a Souls-like game, so I don't even know if Best Art Direction should even been in here, but it's a DLC. It should not be here. It only should be in. They should have made a single player ongoing game.
They should have put that on ongoing. They didn't put on ongoing game?
Yes.
Best ongoing?
No. So, but here's the thing. Multiplayer, single player, multiplayer. Well, no, I'm sorry. No, these are all multiplayer games. So they should have made a category for best single player ongoing game, and then you could have put that in there because even though it's a DLC, people still play the hell out of it.
Yep.
So to me, that
and like we all said that they need to add best DLC, and there's and people was like, oh, there's not a lot compared. I was like, I said there's not a lot. I was like Final Fantasy 16 DLC. Everybody was ranting about that.
Yeah.
And,
so, but best visual design, which in this case would be best art direction, they gave it to Black Myth Wukong. So it technically, you know, if the same people are voting or the same amount of people, then it should be. Now, best multiplayer for Golden Stick was Helldivers 2. Did they have a best multiplayer on here?
Yes, they did. Scroll down.
Community.
This was the Mario Party game.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, best multiplayer. This one said Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is on here. All fighting games with online accessibility are multiplayer. So I'm actually honored, but still surprised that Tekken 8 is even here.
I'm surprised that Helldivers won over Warhammer 40K with it having an immaculate drop, no server issues, nothing. Compared to Helldiver 2, where you'd be waiting 4 hours to get in. Then Sony's debacle on top of it, and you still won. Sony told you to buy your vote.
Well, no. Well, yeah. For this one, they won, but you know.
And also, I was like,
but think about it. It had a strong month.
It did.
Like it didn't drop for a long time. It didn't drop until Sony's charades.
Yeah. It was
so
Sony started fucking with it.
Yeah. That's what also surprised me is that Mario Party. I'm like,
but
in my head, I'm like,
But it is a multiplayer. So
but I'm just like, I said I didn't even know much on Mario Party.
It makes me feel like they specifically said, hey, let's just put different genres of multiplayer. Because if you think about it, all of these are different genres of multiplayer. It's not necessarily the strongest. Because let's be totally honest, the strongest one in here that I guess we can that we know of, right, would actually be Call of Duty, Helldivers, Tekken, and Warhammer. you don't see a bunch of people streaming Super Mario Party. I'm sure little kids are playing it, but when you talk about like actually out there being talked about, it's the 4 out of the 5. Now, now one of the new games that they showed in the trailer for Golden Stick was a game called Dante's Ring, and they have another one called I Am Cat. So those are ones that are coming out eventually. So best audio design, they gave it to Astrobot. So
That's the top. Audio and score. And Astrobot was nominated twice. Both audio and audio score. Which I thought was odd, but
yeah. So well, I mean, so score is the music. Final Fantasy's winning that.
Yeah.
There's no.
We don't even need to talk about
Yeah,
that.
there's nobody that beats that. And best audio design is honestly the like being able to hear all the different things and everything that's going on. And honestly,
you don't really look for that in a Final Fantasy game.
you don't look for it in a Final Fantasy game.
Technically, like Black Ops,
yeah,
Hellblade.
Not yeah, because when Hellblade, what happened?
I'm just trying to see how much we got. Oh, we got 5 minutes.
Okay, so the best thing that was great about Hellblade 1 is when they said when you buy like the Sony headset, because they made it specifically for it, how you can hear and pick up the adaptive sound and everything else. You can pick up everything. Somebody sounds like they're stepping on grass behind you. You can actually feel like it's behind you. Did they actually say that technology went into Hellblade 2?
I don't know, but it still should be in there.
Yeah, so
because that's based on the engine design more than anything else. If it's
yeah,
the same engine, then yeah, it should have the same property. That wouldn't change.
yeah, but it is again, it's kind of weird. So here's the thing. So since they're both next to each other, so best score and music with this one, best soundtrack, it was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So that one should win regardless. I'll be shocked if it's anybody else. But as far as best audio, they gave this to Astrobots. I see Astrobots here on audio design. But to be totally honest, it should either be Black Ops 6 or Hellblade 2 or Silent Hill 2 technically.
Yeah.
It's one of those scare games. So you want to have really good and in-depth audio design. So let's see the next one.
It might be Sony because they like selling their.
So Golden Stick did it right. Best game expansion, and it is Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. Best indie self-published. So this is where they beat these guys out. Cause do they even have an indie one in here?
They have the best indie game, but not published.
Self-published.
Let's see.
They have a best indie game, but not
Best independent game. Okay, so for best indie game self-published, it went to Another Crab's Treasure, which is literally a Souls-like game, and it's a great one. They don't have that. So for best independent game, it went to Balatro. Balatro is here. I don't know none of the others. I only know about Balatro, and I know somewhat of Never.
I'm surprised best wasn't. It didn't win for best debut. Wasn't even on the list for best debut game.
Yeah,
Another Crab's Treasure.
And I was gonna say Never. We see it on one of the Nintendo Directs when they put it up.
Yeah. So Studio of the Year went to Team Asobi, which is Astrobots.
Yep.
So they don't have that here.
They don't have that here.
Let's see. Best game trailer, Helldivers 2.
They don't
Not here.
Not here.
Best early access game, Lethal Company. Not here. Then they went over some new games. This one I actually played, Jotun Slayer Hordes of Hell. This is literally a vampire survivor style. Well, no, it's a roguelike survivor style, so it's actually closer to Halls of Torment. So it's closer to that one. Let's see. Still Playing Award, mobile. Do they actually have one for here? Still Playing? Still play. This just says best mobile.
And
this is Still Playing. So an ongoing mobile game award.
They don't even have that.
Yeah, this one Honkai Star Rail.
I ain't surprised on that.
Now, just to make it even sweeter, Still Playing award for PC/console, Minecraft.
I am definitely not surprised on that. Thing will never die down.
Yeah. A new game that they talked about, it was two. One called Steel Seed and another one called Robots at Midnight. All right, Streamer's Choice Award, Chained Together.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best game they played all year.
Yep.
Have you seen the content drop from that?
Yep.
The rage-inducing thing. I tell you what. Watch Disguised Toast Lily. And
So, the next one, the Breakthrough Award.
I don't think they have it on here either.
No, they do not. But you want to guess who that might be? Balatro.
yeah,
I don't think they have.
I don't think they have a
Breakthrough Award.
But as far as best mobile, the game. So here's the funny thing. What I don't like about this best mobile is that some of these games just came out, and then some of these games have been around for a while. The one that honestly is probably the best that I like playing from a feel standpoint, that you can play not only on mobile but even on PC, is Wuthering Waves. Zenless Zone Zero is good, but I heard a lot of downplay on it also. There's nothing bad about Wuthering Waves.
I was gonna say no. It wasn't Weathered Waves just like Modern Day Ninja.
Nope.
See that?
Not at all. Now the Pokemon trading card game, I got friends that are playing that now, so I know that it's great, but it's kind of like in its infancy as far as the amount of tenure that it has, like being out. And plus, let's be totally honest, you capping it's Pokemon, and there's already TCG in Japan and everything else. It's just now you get to simulate it, so it's like so. I understand the hype behind Balatro. I think it's going to end up winning.
I think
but
so.
I do think that Wuthering Waves is the contender. It should be the contender.
I would say it would be the win, but if Balatro win, most likely Wuthering Waves is going to be the runner-up.
Yeah.
Most likely.
So next page. Okay, so one that don't have best game hardware goes to Steam Deck OLED.
I ain't surprised on that.
Valve always does nothing in wins.
I ain't surprised on that at all.
Another new game that they showcased a trailer was called The Finals. Actually looked pretty good. Looked like a PvP game though. But
I'm always iffy on these PvP games.
now,
Because they like balancing them shits a little bit too fast nowadays.
yeah. Best game adaptation. Where was that one at?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so here's the part that I didn't like. Arcane was not mentioned in the Golden Stick, but it's mentioned here. So unfortunately, I got to grit my teeth and actually say that this is the one that Game Awards did right.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they.
for best game adaptation, they gave it to Fallout.
Yeah,
Now,
it should have been Fallout.
Yeah,
Arcane
Fallout is good, but Arcane.
Arcane already came out. It's just coming out again.
No, it's season 2.
Yeah,
so
that's why I'm like, I
No, but Arcane, they didn't have a, I don't think they had a game adaptation when Arcane was out.
Yes, it is.
It
This
is.
is season 2.
It is.
This is season 2.
No. Season 2 is out. That don't say season 2. So, but were they nominated?
Yeah, they nominated. They won. They defeated the Sonic 2 movie. They defeated.
I don't think none of the Sonic movies should ever win, unfortunately.
They defeated the Sonic 2 movie. They defeated Cyberpunk anime, and they beat the Mario movie and Gran Turismo.
And they also beat the Dota 2 adaptation. So
Dota 2's was on Netflix or
Netflix.
It was good, but if Castlevania ain't part of this, then that wasn't going to be part of it. It's kind of on the same. It's kind of on par.
But no. You're looking at this from a video games perspective. So let me put it like this: Castlevania's player base is here, right?
Yeah. The anime is higher, probably.
Okay. The anime for Castlevania is here, right? Now, like you're saying, best game adaptation, right? So you're saying all the people that play Castlevania voted for, this is an adaptation versus anime fans, like saying, which one made the best jump? And then you got all these millions of League of Legends players saying, Arcane, yeah.
Yeah. So, any game you think about, League of Legends is here, and then Arcane is just boosting it even further.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like in the case of this, where I was saying the reason why Fallout should have won was Fallout was the best adaptation that came out.
Well, yeah, no, 100%. But it's one of those things of the way they're being picky about putting DLC and all this other stuff in it. you might as well have a bunch of different DLCs that are a part of it. Meaning,
I don't know what lore also doing that.
I don't know either.
I didn't see it.
I heard people been roasting the hell out of it. So
The woke movement.
now I didn't know Yakuza actually made one. It's on Prime. I'm gonna have to check that out.
She's not the Laura Croft we grew up with.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not.
It's we're gonna keep that to ourselves.
Yes.
Knuckles, unfortunately, you can stay a forever nomination. They're just not gonna win.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Honorable mention.
Yeah. So wait. Best supporting performer.
For voicing.
Your girl Brianna White, who does Aerith, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, rightfully so.
Wasn't nominated.
Because there's no nomination.
There's no supporting one. They only have one.
Best lead performer. Let's find this first. Where's?
Should be at the top.
Yeah, it should be somewhere above it.
Yeah, above. Keep going. There you go.
Right there.
Oh, best performance, right? Yeah, there it is. So, because they don't have it broken down the way Golden Stick has it. You got Life is Strange, Brianna White again. We ain't gonna talk about Star Wars Outlaws.
Hell no.
I mean,
Silent Hill 2 was nominated, and Melina Juergens was nominated in this one also.
I have one thing to say to this, right? Her performance, aside from the game, right? You know, her performance was good.
Mm-hmm.
Game was shite, unfortunately.
What game?
Star Wars.
But her performance was good, which is the problem.
But here's the thing: if the game is crap, that means not enough people are going to play it, so you ain't gonna really know how well her performance really is.
That's the problem.
That's the point of what I'm saying.
Yeah. So,
right. So,
she is an unfortunate happenstance.
right. Yes. Just.
But
Her name being next to that game doesn't do her any favors.
yeah. But here's the funny thing, right? So, best supporting performer was Brianna White. Lead performer for Golden Stick was Cloud. So I would imagine for best performance, strongly it should be given to Final Fantasy VII, to Brianna.
Right, but you have to think of it like this: like the best performance all there is like it's like 4 chicks and a dude.
That's true.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like look, Silent Hill 2.
No, but them not giving Cloud the performance he did, like that man acted out of his mind.
Yeah,
Yes,
he did.
but guess what?
No.
I already stated in the beginning of this, I like this award show more.
It's almost like the only other guy that I know that voice acted out of their mind this year was the guy that dubbed Solo Leveling.
Yes.
That guy.
Oh my gosh.
Him and who's the Japanese guy that voices, what's his name, from Jujutsu Kaisen? Them 3?
No, I can't lie. The guy that does Solo Leveling, if I'm correct, is also the person that does Luke in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
The only thing he can't do, or that I don't like, if he would, because they showed the skit, that whole, y'all keep bugging me, I'm gonna change it to Wakey Wakey.
Yeah.
I would have choked the hell out of him.
Yes. I love that. I was like, yes.
But
my man is a demon.
the good thing is he said that by playing Sung Jin-woo, he didn't realize that he can actually change different levels of his voice.
Yeah.
Because he actually did all the different age ranges of his voice as he transformed within season 1 part 1, because I'm not about to call this other one season 2. They just being lazy. Hurry up and put that shit out. Anyways.
I mean, that's a separate thing. I'm watching that when it comes out.
Yeah. So, another
Is that the Crafts trailer?
another new game trailer that they showed, which I was just like, why or who cares, is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Oh Lord.
So, now,
looking forward to that, unfortunately.
this is where this starts to become irrelevant because there's things here that they don't do there. So, first one, PC Game of the Year. Satisfactory. Console Game of the Year. Helldivers 2. Critics' Choice. Helldivers 2. When I seen that, I was just like, That's just how strong of a. We put this game out on all consoles and everybody was playing this crap. Literally, Sony committed suicide when they did what they did. Boy, they committed double suicide this year.
Pretty much, I'm like, because when I saw that on the Golden Joystick,
Concord and Helldivers, come on, man.
I'm like, if they put the money towards Helldivers will probably win one game of the year.
Yeah. Now, this one has most wanted game, so I think this is most anticipated.
Yeah, most likely.
It's at the bottom.
Oh, it's at the bottom.
Probably around that range. Yeah, most anticipated. It's probably around that range. Right there.
Yeah, right there. Okay, so literally, I believe it's almost 1-for-1, almost.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6, most anticipated. To me, it kind of makes sense. So
I mean, I see it on with everything. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
he got arrested before GTA came out.
yeah. So here's the thing, right? Death Stranding 2, it's a Kojima game. Everybody respects Kojima. That's like Big Uncle. You're going to put him there regardless. And people that I didn't play one. I watched one a little bit, but even I was excited for Amazon Simulator. But now Ghost of Yotai. Let's be totally honest. There's a lot of controversy behind that. You went from a male to a female protagonist, and it kind of gave me that that samurai with the blue eyes vibe. The Netflix animation
I know
where
that.
it's the chick look like a man but it's actually a chick.
Yeah.
Almost the same thing. So I know where the controversy is behind that. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Nintendoist only. If you don't play Nintendo games, you do not give a damn about Metroid Prime. And Monster Hunter Wilds is the only other one.
I'm excited to see it speedrun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's niche. Literally everything we say. When you say Metroid Prime, you're literally saying niche. No matter how big of a legacy it is, for niche in this category.
Well,
Monster Hunter Wilds is actually one that I would say would compete with Grand Theft Auto 6, the only one.
Yeah, because it's
between those, unless
And let's not forget, Grand Theft Auto is going to be single player. I don't know if they're going to add the multiplayer aspect to it.
That's what worries.
Monster Hunter Wild is straight multiplayer.
yeah. But to see the single player part, like I was looking forward to it. But I'm not really a fan of like the multiplayer gun. It's too much shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's just really honest. Like it's too much shit. It's like,
Now, here's the part that was actually cool. Golden Joystick actually did the ultimate game of the year. And they started with number 5 and went to number 1. And this is where, and when I tell you, I was just like, oh my God, why is this up there? Surprisingly, on the Joystick one, they had Tekken 8 as an ultimate game of the year nominee. I was just like, what?
I ain't surprised.
Unfortunately, it didn't get the top 5, but so we got the ones for game awards. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of Erdtree should not be there. That's DLC. Anyways, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Metaphor ReFantazio. So majority of the ones that was on Joystick was on here. But number 5 came in at Metaphor ReFantazio. So number 4 was actually Silent Hill 2. That's not on that one. Number 3 was Helldivers 2. That's not on there. Number 2 was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Black Myth Wukong took it for number 1. So when I look at this, Astrobots is pandering. That should not be there. Balatro is not. It's not a big. It's not a well-rounded game enough to be considered a game of the year. I understand the lore behind it. No game.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
You're looking at the wrong way.
Yeah.
You're looking. I mean, so the reason why I say you're looking at the wrong way is because for game of the year, it's like basically saying how many players went out of their way to say, yeah, I'm gonna go buy this game.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait. So here's the thing. You're literally telling me Balatro in every aspect, because you got to remember, even though I don't want Elden Ring to be there,
it outperformed
Black
Elden
Myth.
Ring.
Black Myth.
No. It outperformed.
This isn't an award show about sales.
But that's what Game of the Year is about, right? So like even when Hogwarts Legacy won Game of the Year, like it under so much pressure, it outperformed everything in like 2 days.
There's games that did not outperform in sales, but they were just better games that have won. So that's the reason why I say that doesn't.
No. So I'm not talking about revenue, right? I'm saying like copies sold. Yeah, like they have better games.
The copy sales don't matter.
All right.
The reason why I say that is because there's plenty of people that. I know plenty of people that don't have the game, they watch the game and they like the game more and still voted on the game they haven't even played. They just watched it.
So that's what I'm saying. For Balatro, that's a game.
Yes.
The game, so let's say the game is $5. Really simple to get anywhere, on mobile and on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You see how accessible the game is?
Yes.
So there's a lot of people that was like, hey, what are you playing? I'm playing this Balatro game. They're playing it at work with their friends and things like, oh, this, you gotta get into this. And then they get into it. And they're like, then they'll probably go home, they'll go play their Black Myth Wukong, and then while they're back at work or shitting on the toilet, they're whipping out their Balatro and still playing.
Of course, two different type of games. One you just can play anytime. Black Myth Wukong is an immersion experience.
I understand
what I'm trying to say is
I'm not
Balatro is going to have the Hades effect. Hades literally is the same thing.
No,
Did Hades not become a Game of the Year nominee at one
Hades
point?
became nominated, but I had said I know for a fact Hades or Ghost should have won Game of the Year.
Hades
Should have.
In that time when those
Wait, which one? Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah,
But which one was the one that beat it out?
The Last of Us 2, which I was pissed off at.
I wish you didn't mention that.
I'm
sorry, I asked.
I told him, I'm gonna tell you this. I told people time and time again that I said Hades should have been Game of the Year that year in 2020.
Yeah.
But I had said,
actually, I think we should go to Tsushima.
but I had said, if Ghost of Tsushima take it, I said I'm gonna take that L and I'll be happy with it because I said that's.
But here's the thing. I understand how big.
No, but this
Balatro
goes but it winning goes back to my point because it's like Ghost of Tsushima. Yes, it's a great playing experience, right? It's a great viewing experience. But Last of Us, a lot of people bought Last of Us Part 2 and played it. That's
was that the original Last of Us Part 2 or was that a remake? Because
that was the original.
It was the original. So then, honestly, yeah, it should have won then. Because think about how many times we complained about the remake and why it kept coming out and it was being.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
They were dragging that.
You're saying sales don't matter for it. But it's like it's Game of the Year, and that's
no. So
they put a lot of
units sold do matter, but what I'm saying is like
you're talking about gameplay experience and immersion into it, right? Like generally,
like for instance, Balatro is literally the easiest game to get into out of all of these. Mm-hmm. Granted, Astrobots is kind of like the first successful Sony game that can compete with Nintendo, but you can't play that on the toilet. You can play Balatro on the toilet. So based off of what you were saying, but still, that just makes it easy accessible. That means that I could think. Okay, so the only thing that kind of changes it is the fact that when you're talking about accessibility to be able to play something, it's not like I'm about to have an additional PS5 in my bathroom with a monitor to be able to play what I want.
That's why you got a Steam Deck, my bro. That's why you got a Steam Deck. Like what kind of game are you? Where's your Steam Deck at?
Look,
that's why you got a Steam Deck, man.
Look, I like RPGs and MMOs. If I'm going to the bathroom to play a game, I'm playing a gacha, unfortunately.
Man,
I'm jumping on a different game anyway.
Literally 10 years ago when they had the Nvidia Shield, that's literally why I bought it. So I can go to the store.
Well, technically, that's what I bought the PS Vita for.
Yeah, so I can take a shit and play my games. The fuck?
Oh man, this is going so out of pocket. So Black Myth Wukong won the Joystick awards. I
still think it's gonna win Game of the Year.
Yeah, I think because the thing about it is it's the only game up here. No, hold on.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy and Black Myth Wukong as far as
1 and 2.
Yeah, being similar. They're gonna be 1 and 2 just like this one.
Number 3.
Elden Ring should not be up there. Metaphor Reads Fantasio, it's great, but I feel like it was too soon.
No, I feel like it was good, but it just came out.
That's what I mean. It just came out.
Yeah.
It didn't have time to cook.
Yeah.
That's almost like the Pokemon TCG to me with the mobile game almost. But here's the thing. I know it comes out in Japan first before it comes out global, so
I guess it probably counted like that.
It's almost as if like what game would a like was released.
No. Here's the thing, right? Hold on.
Game of the Year.
What?
Pokemon Go.
Oh, for a mobile game?
Yeah, no, just any game. It was released today, right? Like it was released this year, and we're doing these awards. Pokemon Go would have won game, but it won like straight through every category.
Yes. I agree, because the technology has gotten better and everything else. Yeah, Pokemon Go, but we would also have a lot of people dead on the road. So, so here's the thing, right? So I don't agree with Astrobot, and I don't agree with Elden Ring being here in Game of the Year. That's the only two I actually have an issue with. I want to go to Best Action Game, because I think this is one. It was action or action adventure, because Stellar Blade was up here competing with another strong nominee, but yet and still, Stellar Blade is literally on par with Nier Automata.
Yeah.
But yet and still nowhere near. 2B is over-sexualized, A2 is over-sexualized, and you mean to tell me Stellar Blade has an issue? Granted, a few years later, because we didn't have the same issues that as we do now with the haters, but
the vocal majority. I mean, when part of the reason.
Action game.
Yeah, so between action game, Stellar Blade is there competing with Warhammer, Helldivers, Black Myth Wukong. I'm glad it was nominated in that one, but it gets overshadowed by a majority of these. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not fifth, if not fourth, and I don't know which one it would be. I'll
tell you this. I'll be so shocked if Stellar Blade somehow, some way wins Best Action Game, and then
it's gonna be Black Myth Wukong.
I'll be shocked if Stellar Blade wins, because if it does, I'm gonna start clapping, and I'm just gonna be like, cheers. And I'm gonna, why you say cheers for? I say, because that would mean the woke is losing right now, because they're probably
they've been started losing. Ever since people been saying, "Oh, we don't want, we're gonna use our own internal, no more sweet baby." Like, especially when I heard about Square Enix doing it, other places starting to do it.
Square Enix just banned their things because it's like they saw the backlash from it.
No, but also what happened with Forspoken? That was the biggest money pit. They almost lost their studio for it.
Again.
Yeah, so...
And not only that, of all consoles, Nintendo, there was a game that's for, I forgot what game it was. It was for PlayStation, Steam, and Nintendo. And people were outraged as oh, how she looks, how sexualized and stuff like that. Sony said, alright, we're going to change it. Nintendo with Steam, they're just like, screw all you guys, we leaving it like that. We're gonna leave it like that. I'm just like, everybody went to go buy the Switch version. I'm just like, that's fine.
Yep. So, well, I mean, it is what it is.
Oh yeah.
But now, we all play fighting games. I watched Max's review on this one, so I do have a little bit of an influence into the matter. But I actually thought this before I seen Max's. So. Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Dragon Ball Sparking, cool. Tekken 8, cool. Unfortunately, Marvel's Capcom Fighting Collections is a bunch of 20-year-old games. They've already been out. There's no new slap of paint. It's literally just the games from back then, just upgraded to be able to work on new hardware. That should not be up there. Multiverses, one as a beta, should not be up there. So I do agree with Maximilian when it comes down to that. Do we have other games that came out? Yes, if I'm correct, the Under Night game had came out, and I'm sure there's some other obscure fighting game that it came out.
I was gonna say that you said Under Night 2. There's a longer title, but I call it Rivals 2. I don't know if you've heard of that one. There's a longer title for it, but everybody shortened it to Rivals 2.
Oh, Rivals of Ether?
Yeah.
So those two should have been there. Like, there's too many fighting games that have been coming out in the last 2 years to where like, no. And plus, it's a compilation pack.
Exactly.
That's the part that don't even make. So, but at the end of the day, it's more so it's a 20-year-old game. All those games when they came out had their shine to be part of something or a war show. So compilation and old school, that's almost no different than me talking about remasters like Last of Us 2 being nominated again.
I have to redo my initial take on Tekken 8 because when it first came out, I was kind of shitting on it a little bit. It's slightly better.
Yeah. So here's the thing: from Tekken 8 now has the Marvel 3 appeal. A lot of people don't like playing it, but watching it they do like, because Bandai Namco has now went the route of making it more offensive. So that was a smart take on them to be able to get people to want to play. Granted, still a hard game to play with all the systems in it.
I mean,
but it literally visually is beautiful.
Right. I mean, it is visually beautiful. But like I said, my problem with playing the game is I like Tekken when it was like you had really good defensive options.
That's what they moved away from. Like everything that you're talking about is what legacy players liked about it. They wanted the defense, the neutral, the pokes, and everything else.
No.
That is not
not the neutrals and the pokes so much. I fucking hated that shit. Like I'm not even lie about it.
But that is defense.
No. You're looking at. Hear me out. Finish right. So the defense I'm talking about is that I liked some of the defensive options that you had before. Not like the punishing parts where it's like, like I'm not a fan of chip damage games, like, especially in those type of combats, right? Especially in my 3D combats, like, basically like the first 3D fighter that I took seriously was like Dead or Alive 2, where you had chip damage and that shit was ultra fucking punishing sometimes because you had somebody that could take off fucking this much bar if you blocked the move, and it like would kill you if you didn't.
You're having PTSD moment right now.
Right?
It's okay. It's
so,
okay.
No.
It's okay.
No.
So wait. Going back, because like I said, you bringing up a war moment right now. So keeping the Tekken 5, Dark Resurrection, Tekken 6 is what legacy players was like. Cool. When Tekken 7 came out, Rage Arts. Okay, you add something, huh? Okay, whatever.
Tekken 6 and Tekken 5 are ass.
How dare you?
How dare you, man?
You were bad at the game. Anyways,
Yes.
yes.
I was bad at the game. I was bad at the game.
Tekken 5 was out when we was in college.
Yes.
There is no way that game was bad.
I didn't say it was bad. I said that game was ass to play because all it was the fucking Steve mombos every fucking 2 seconds.
Well, that's your fault for playing against Steve.
Thieves.
You know what? When in Rome, do like the Rome. You pick up, you play Steve. You have a pocket Steve.
No. Everybody had a pocket Steve.
Exactly.
For that fucking game.
No,
that's why I didn't like the game.
Look, I played Lily. Oh, I'm getting beat. Went to Fang. Oh, getting beat. Screw it. Steve. Straight Steve. Steve and Bob.
So you know what that exactly sounds like?
What?
Sounds like something Super Smash Bros. Brawl, where it's like, like Meta Knight's the most broken character. It's like, using Meta Knights can't beat him doing it. That's my problem.
It's called playing the meta. but anyways, so the things that you're talking about though, of course, guys, we play fighting games. This is the one that's probably most important out of all of them. I see RPGs, but
They're important to me.
but when we're talking about the Tekkens, it was 7 is when they got a little bit more offensive.
Yeah, it did.
But it still was too boring to watch from a casual enjoyer's standpoint. Now you have it to where it's way more offensive. You take chip damage and you gotta be offensive to get it to regenerate back. It makes it to where people are swinging punches. You just turn Tekken 8 into MMA. So,
Speaking of that,
yes.
they brought back Tekken 3 Yoshimitsu, which it's like I thoroughly enjoyed. Which is like, why I was like, because I was like, the characters I was playing from 7 and I wanted to play, I was like, they've been nerfing Yoshimitsu every fucking Tekken. Because Tekken 7, he was like, you couldn't do any of this shit. But they brought back Tekken 3, Yoshimitsu, and Tekken 8. And that's the only reason why I changed my team. I was like,
You sound like half the people when Eddie came back.
Yeah.
you can't. No, well, so to speak on that, right? No, I can't.
Okay, good.
Because it's gonna upset me in a whole different language.
So-
I'm just gonna do it.
So again, Uni 2 should have been here in Rivals of Ether.
Yeah.
We can agree with that. So,
Yep.
but for the most part, everything else could actually stay here. But what's even more surprising to me is the fact that technically Bandai Namco got 2 games up here.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Bandai Namco did a great job.
They did.
Yeah. But if you haven't noticed, Is it safe to say that Bandai Namco is taking over the fighting game luster that Capcom had? Granted, Street Fighter 6 is great, but like when it comes down to independent fighting games or kusoges, you know, it was 80.
Remember that game that was
Go for it.
Okay. 18 helped with Marvel 3. 18 helped with Tatsunoko versus Capcom. 18 is helping with a whole bunch of other fighting games that was out there. But they're the smaller developer that's always low-key making these great games. Typically hyper fighters though. But Bandai Namco helped out with Smash.
Yep.
It helped out with Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yep.
It's helping out with Spark and Zero. It still has Tekken 8, RIP to Soul Calibur. But you know,
I mean,
because I would have thought, honestly, when Dragon Ball Fighters first came out, I thought that was just pure Art System Works. I mean, we're talking Guilty Gear, the Blaze Blue people, but Bandai Namco still helped with that. So
no, but so I'm trying to remember the game. So like you remember like between the early 2008 and like I want to say like 2016, all the like the Naruto, he just run fighting games. No, hear me out. I know you might not have like played things, but they play kind of like Sparking Zero.
yeah, well they are because okay, so I know what you're getting at. So the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Store games and I forget I don't know what it's called now or what it was called beforehand. I'm not talking about the ones when we was at BCC.
No.
That was the good one.
Yeah, those were the games.
Because it was a fighting game with a sidestep system, almost like the knockoff King of Fighters Maximum Impact. But
those are the GameCube ones.
yeah,
These are
the ones you're talking about are arena fighters. Technically, Sparking Zero, which is part of the Budokai Tenkaichi series, is technically an arena fighter. It's just that now you literally can go from ground to air. Yeah, so but it's still an arena fighter, and I don't get arena fighters.
Okay, so my reason for saying it like this is because there was a lot of good things people liked, right? And there's I'm trying to fucking remember the name of the game. It was like a fucking shonen fighter that came out, where it's still another arena fighter, but.
So the popular ones that's been out recently have been One Piece ones. Technically, JoJo's had one, the All Stars one, but that one's
the All Star ones. There we go.
Yeah,
it was an All Star ones because they had fucking eyes in it from.
They got a new Bleach one that's coming out, and it's kind of similar to Sparking Zero, but I think that's mobile.
So I'm not. No, this was an All Star one because it had.
You talking about the one that has like Seto Kaiba and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's got Kaiba in it. You've got like Super Saiyan Blue Goku. You've got Aizen. You've got Luffy. You've got Yu Yu Hakusho in it. It's like this got close to like.
It's something Force. It was something like that.
It's like something like the Jump Force ones, but it's instead of it being 2D.
I think that's what it's called.
Oh my god!
It's not. It's like it's in beta. It's like
no. That's fine. It's just as soon as I heard Jump Force was trash.
It was supposed to be
what was the one that came out before it? J Fighting All Stars or Fighting Versus. It was the one before Jump Force. That one was good.
Which one?
It was J versus Fighting something like that. I think I have it. It came out on PS4. That was the only arena fighter that I actually liked. But then when they made Jump Force, they screwed it up because all they did was add shiny coat.
Is it J-Star Victory Virtues?
That one was good. That one was that's the OG 2 Jump Force. Jump Force had more characters, but they screwed up with some of the mechanics.
They changed the engine.
The textures and everything were trash. They just made things funny.
They changed the engine.
Yeah, they shouldn't have.
Because they wanted to have like prettier outcome and change the engine without being able to replicate the combat mechanics, which is right. I mean, which is why they went back and rebuilt the entire engine for the fucking Tenkaichi. That's like a fully rebuilt engine that took them 3 years to build.
Yeah. So
in like modern specs, which is good. You know what game I wanna.
Oh, guys! By the way, as you can tell, we're rambling. We did say best fighting, but the comparison is over with. So before we get back on that, so pause that thought. So between the nominees for Game Awards versus the award show of the Golden Joystick, which one did y'all prefer more? I'm gonna be biased at the moment and say Golden Joystick just because it had way more nominees and a little bit more fleshed out and everything else.
It's more put together.
Yeah.
But Jeff Keighley, right?
Yes.
I like him always as a host.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do no wrong when it comes down to it. Kind of like Mr. Beast of gaming, but if he was part of this one instead,
He would.
So
And he gave most basically everybody's respect with that moment of. I think you know what I'm gonna say. He gave everybody's respect the moment what happened with Hideo Kojima. He went in on Konami. He was pissed off.
yeah.
And that's what everybody was like. I said he earned everybody's respect on that.
Yeah, but as far as the grouping of nominees between the two, who do you go with?
Sorry about the vote.
I would go. I gotta go with Golden Joystick. I would go with Golden.
What about you?
Golden Joystick.
Okay, so
this time, this year, but last year I was pissed off at them last year.
so I will say this, and this is going to be my most, I guess you could say, productive take on it. Like I said before, Golden Joystick literally made a separate, in the same type of nominee, but separate, whether it's independent, multiplayer, solo. They gave you 2 or 3 DLC. Well, they call it expansion, but yeah. It does. I would love a gaming award show that's 4 hours. Plus, you show some new games off, kind of like what Golden Joystick did. Game Awards can learn from something. We said that about the Crunchyroll Awards.
Yep.
We did the Crunchyroll Awards like 3 or 4 years straight. Every year I got pissed off, dude, because they kept taking away nominees versus just adding to it. Like, how you go from having a best male and best female to just best supportive or best lead? Like, come on, like, what are you doing? You can't have male and female fighting all of a sudden. There's obvious separate.
Sony. Sony.
Yeah, I know.
No.
So Funimation, screw them. Crunchyroll, screw them. Sony, screw them.
That's why I subscribe to Pirate Software.
Yes.
And talk about you said pirate software. Talk about ironic because Crunchyroll started off as a pirate site.
Yes. It did.
And they say it's illegal. I'm like, and I just said that is the biggest irony of the moment.
And the crazy thing is Funimation had more respect than was your OG Sony. How did all of a sudden, because Crunchyroll is more popular and it's the it thing now?
No, they were more profit.
Yes, and then you had Funimation get dissolved in the Crunchy just to get pandered and buy votes.
So you want to hear something? I was okay with Crunchyroll until they turned off the comments. Right?
Because they don't want to hear.
They don't want to hear nothing.
No.
That's literally saying you don't like accountability.
So as soon as they turned off the comments, and it's like, mind you, I'm one of those people that's been there for a bit. So I have like legacy pricing on certain things, like their annual plan subscription used to be $80 a month. Now it's like if you want to get it, it's like $120. It's like I'm still grandfathered in, right? I'm like, I've been using your service so long, I'm grandfathered in on plans you don't even sell anymore, right? And you're removing services, and you're increasing the prices for new people. Shape up, or else we're just gonna go back and reopen the pirate thing.
Yeah. I mean, once you start, you don't go
Pirate
back.
Bay's still open.
Yeah.
It's like,
Anyways, back to your original comment if you remember it.
oh yes. So you know what game I really wish they modernized in a brand new engine in the next Unreal 6 engine.
Ooh, okay.
Unreal Tournament 2000.
I thought you was gonna say something that we could all play.
You know the reason why though?
What?
So, how many games did you play on the original Unreal Engine?
if you would actually say the name of the games, I'd probably be able to tell you. I can't tell you.
So you play, there's Unreal Tournament, Unreal Tournament 5.
I didn't play none of those.
Me neither.
Mortal Kombat.
Well, yeah, the Mortal
Mortal
Kombat. Huh?
Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance.
Yeah, I played all of
Yeah.
those.
Okay. Yeah, those are Unreal Tournament.
Yeah.
So, you know how sometimes you hit somebody, they slide?
Uh-huh.
And like, like you block up, like you block almost like, when you push block, you get that slide thing to it.
Yeah.
But back then, when you just block certain things, you still just slide without the push block.
Yeah, it's not negative edge. It's just called pushback.
Right, no, but that's like part of like
Yeah,
the whole reason I mentioned the engines. Like, so
Yeah.
in like the Unreal engines had like this really weird momentum concept that they took out in some of the later Unreal engines that you can still manually put in, of like having nothing to slow your friction on momentums. So there was like these things of like, you being able to bomb jump, grenade jump in like the Unreal tournament from like just like over chasms and things. So like what made Halo popular, because Halo was built on one of like a concept that was in the Unreal engines. I want that to come back, but I want that in like one of these arena fighters.
Oh, you on your own with that one. As soon as you said Arena Fighter, you was on your own with that one.
No. Hear me out. I want it in like, instead of like the open world arena, you can platform and you can just knock somebody off. Like it's like a what was it? The original Soul Calibur 2, where you would always fight on fucking pillars that you could just kick somebody off the ledge. You understand what I'm talking about? But yeah.
No, I know. I'm having PTSD of one of our homeboys, Shane. He plays with Azeroth, the last Soul Calibur.
Oh, that's like
There's the rock paper scissor when y'all clash. He has a move where he just takes you and flings you. You're most likely playing golf at that point because you're just coming off the screen.
Yeah.
Off the stage.
He has a throw, and I think it's in Soul Calibur 4 or 5. I think it's 5. Where he'll go take like this and just eat you. And then depending on which way he's facing, he'd like eat you straight off the ledge for a ring out.
Yeah.
Like him. And he always just played, what's his name? Like Astaroth and the other guy with the fucking sword. Big ass sword.
Siegfried.
Yes. You just play them too.
Slash Nightmare,
Yeah. I don't. The funny thing is there's only one person I know that played Siegfried well. Most people went to Nightmare because he was stronger and a little bit better. But Siegfried was annoying because he has so many stance changes. You don't know if he's hitting you or if he's changing. So if you call yourself trying to do a hit, all of a sudden it's like, oh, let me block or whatever else. But then he could still parry out of that too. And it's like,
did you know he had one of them stances? He had this weird reversal parry where it's like he's holding like this, and he just he parried you the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was like, is that a counter? I'm like, no, it's a fucking parry. I was just like,
he has this move to where he takes the sword that's on the ground and he. Like if he knocks you on the ground, he drags you
off
like
the
wait, what?
Yes, he just let me scoot you out the ring, my boy.
Yeah. Oh, the one I didn't like about Nightmare, he'll do a combo, put his sword in the ground, and then just does this, and it has like that orb, and it just
yes. Like you know.
That's why I stick to hyper fighters.
You know what I liked about that, and I didn't like about that. So played Rob in that game, but he's playing Nightmare. He has this one combo you'll do. He'll throw you, the throw he has when he throws you up, you land on the sword. So he throws up, you land on the sword. It says you're on the sword's in the ground, and just knock you straight off the fucking ring. It's fucking hilarious. But
do we got anything else we're going? Because we're going into PTSD lane right now.
I think that's it.
Okay, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Of course, we rant and ramble all the time. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications so you can see all the other videos that we're going to be coming up with in a couple of months. We're still working on Patreon.
And I was also saying last comment I say if Star Wars Outlaws win one of these awards, excluding best performance, but if they win any other award, I am out of here.
They're okay to win. They're okay to win second best performance. But not
they're okay to be nominated. That's it. If
they win one of these, I am out. I'm like, out.
You know what I'm happy not to see? Dragon Age. Fuck that game.
Yeah. Okay, but guys, do me a favor. If you haven't watched it, definitely watch the Golden Joystick Awards. It does seem kind of long, but I think the first 30 to 35 minutes you can actually fast forward through because it's just nothing. It's dead air. Let us know what you think about it. Let us know what you think about our comparisons for the nominees and who y'all want to win as well in whatever category y'all looking at.
Alright, this is Power Trick signing off.
And GN Invasion.
This is Kello.
See ya.
Alright. Peace, guys.
And in funny news,
Yeah.
Suicide Squad Deluxe Edition is $5.
Wow.